how did you develop your general anxiety disorder? Okay, because a lot of people ask that, like, how did this start? How did it happen? Why me? And so on. So let's talk about some of the things that contributed to and caused your general anxiety disorder. Number one is your habits, thoughts, and patterns and beliefs. And that's really important because as children, we learn how to respond to life's events and challenges from our environment, from our parents and other trusted influencers and other trusted people that we know. Now, these responses stem from our thoughts, beliefs, and then habits that we develop, and they were encoded and programmed in us. And as these responses over time, they become our habits as adults. And so when you're faced with a difficult situation over time, your brain automatically defaults to these habits that you kind of installed in you. And when it does it, it just does what it's programmed to do. So there's nothing wrong with your brain. It's doing what it's programmed to do. But there comes a point when now these beliefs and habits that you have no longer serve you and actually could contribute and start developing and feeding your anxiety. Second cause is prolonged emotional stress. And as you know, you cannot measure stress, but stress happens. And it's gonna continue to happen. And it's just part of life. But how you respond and cope with stress, that's really important. And one small stressful incident, one small emotional trauma, or one small emotional stress is not gonna do it. But eventually, if these stressors keep adding up, and incident after incident after incident, they start adding up basically. I mean, think of it. If you think of it like placing a bucket under a leaky faucet, although the water is coming drop by drop, eventually if you keep it there, there's going to come a point where that one extra drop is going to cause the water to overflow. And the same thing happens in your brain. There comes a point where your brain can't handle the stress anymore, the emotional stress, the physical stress, the worry, the overthinking, the overanalyzing anymore, and it becomes overloaded. And guess what? Hello, anxiety. Number 3, genetic factors. Now, studies have shown that if there's somebody in your family that has, whether it's a mom or your dad, that has had issues with anxiety or has been diagnosed with anxiety, then you're more likely to develop it as well. And although they're saying there could be some genetics, I totally believe that is because of the environment that you're raised in. Number 4 is, and this is really important because this is something you can control, is substance abuse. Okay, and that's the chronic use of nicotine, alcohol, and cocaine, and other drugs. And those have definitely, studies have shown that these things being abused or overused contributes to the onset of anxiety in adults.